1 Samuel 29. Now the Philistines gathered all their forces at Ziklag, and the Israelites encamped by the fountain in Jezreel. As the Philistine lords were passing on by hundreds and by thousands, and David and his men were in the rear with Achish, the Philistine princes said, "What are these Hebrews doing here?" Achish said to the Philistine princes, "Is not this David, the servant of Saul, king of Israel, who has been with me these days and years, and I have found no fault in him, since he deserted to me to this day?" And the Philistine princes were angry with Achish, and they said to him, "Make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place where you have assigned him, and let him not go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he become an adversary to us. For how could David reconcile himself to his master? Would it not be with the heads of the men here?" Is not this David, of whom they sang to one another in dances? Saul slew his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Then Achish called David and said to him, "As surely as the Lord lives, you have been honest and upright, and for you to go out and come in with me in the army is good in my sight. For I have found no evil in you from the day of your coming to me to this day. Yet the lords do not approve of you. So return now and go peaceably, so as not to displease the Philistine lords." David said to Achish, "But what have I done? And what have you found in your servant, as long as I have been with you to this day, that I may not go and fight against the enemies of my Lord the King?" And Achish said to David, I know that you are as blameless in my sight as an angel of God. Nevertheless, the princes of the Philistines have said, he shall not go up with us to the battle. So now rise up early in the morning with your master's servants who have come with you, and as soon as you are up and have light, depart. So David and his men rose up early in the morning to return to the land of the Philistines. But the Philistines went up to Jezreel to fight against Israel. 소중한 지탁하님, 감사합니다. 일하고 계실 것 같은데 새로운 한 주도 화이팅입니다. Hi, precious Miss Corel. Thank you so much. God bless you. I love you in Jesus. Hi, precious Josie Delgado. Jose Delgado. Thank you so much. God bless you. 아, 그렇구나. 대체. 그렇군요. Thank you. Love you. Precious Miss Corel. 오늘 월요일 좋은 휴일 되시길요. 읽고 싶은 성경 구절 있으세요? Hi, precious Omar. Thank you so much. God bless you. 그러네요. 그러네요. 사울은 오히려 다윗을 이 말이 너무 David kept saying, What have I done? 내가 뭘 했길래? I remember he said this to Saul too. 사울한테도 What have I done? I cannot imagine how David would feel. 너무너무 억울할 것 같은데 그럼에도 불구하고 하나님 말씀만 따른다는 게 I don't know what to say. 이어서 읽어보겠습니다. I'll continue to read. First Samuel 30. Now, when David and his men came home to Ziklag on the third day, they found that the Amalekites had made a raid on the south, the Negev, and on Ziklag, and had struck Ziklag and burned it with fire, and had taken the women and all who were there, both great and small, captive. They killed no one, but carried them off and went on their way. So David and his men came to the town And behold, it was burned, and their wives and sons and daughters were taken captive. Then David and the men with him lifted up their voices and wept until they had no more strength to weep. David's 2 wives also had been taken captive: Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail, the widow of Nabal the Carmelite. David was greatly distressed, for the men spoke of stoning him, because the souls of them all were bitterly grieved, each man for his sons and daughters. But David encouraged and strengthened himself in the Lord his God. David said to Abiathar the priest, Ahimelech's son, I pray you, bring me the ephod. And Abiathar brought him the ephod. And David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I pursue this troop? Shall I overtake them? The Lord answered him, Pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men with him, and came to the brook Besser. There those remained who were left behind. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 stayed behind who were too exhausted and faint to cross the brook Besser. They found an Egyptian in the field and brought him to David and gave him bread, and he ate, and water to drink, and a piece of a cake of figs, and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit returned to him, for he had eaten no food or drunk any water for 3 days and 3 nights. And David said to him, To whom do you belong? And from where have you come? He said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant to an Amalekite, and my master left me because 3 days ago I fell sick. We had made a raid on the south Negev of the Kerethites, and upon that which belongs to Judah, and upon the south Negev of Caleb. And we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, "Can you take me down to this band?" And he said, "Swear to me by God that you will neither kill me nor deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will bring you down to this band." And when he had brought David down, behold, the raiders were spread abroad over all the land, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all the great spoil they had taken from the land of the Philistines and from the land of Judah. And David smote them from twilight even to the evening of the next day, and not a man of them escaped, except 400 youths who rode camels and fled. David recovered all that the Amalekites had taken and rescued his 2 wives. Nothing was missing, small or great, sons or daughters, spoil or anything that had been taken. David recovered all. Also, David captured all the flocks and herds which the enemy had. And the people drove those animals before him and said, "This is David's spoil." And David came to the 200 men who were so exhausted and faint that they could not follow him, and had been left at the brook Besser with the baggage. They came to meet David and those with him, and when he came near to the men, he saluted them. Then all the wicked and base men who went with David said, "Because they did not go with us, we will give them nothing of the spoil we have recovered, except that every man may lead away his wife and children and depart." David said, "You shall not do so, my brethren. With what the Lord has given us. He has preserved us and has delivered into our hands the troop that came against us. Who would listen to you in this matter? For as is the share of him who goes into the battle, so shall his share be who stays by the baggage. They shall share alike. And from that day to this, he made it a statute and ordinance for Israel. When David came to Ziklag, he sent part of the spoil to the elders of Judah, his friends, saying, "Here is a gift for you of the spoil of the enemies of the Lord." For those in Bethel, Ramoth of the Negeb, Jatir, Aror, Siphmoth, Eshtemoa, Rakal, the cities of the Jerahmeelites, the cities of the Kenites, Hormah, Bor Ashan, Athak, Hebron, and for those in all the places David and his men had habitually hunted. my precious philanthropist. Thank you so much. God bless you too. Wow, from Argentina. Hi, precious Heart's Life 143. Good to see you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Hi, precious big bay craving. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Hi, precious Captain XO1. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I hope everything is going well. Precious Heart's Life. I believe God will guide you. I believe He is listening to your prayers, and He will do in the right timing. At His timing. 뭐였지? David was greatly distressed, for the men spoke of stoning him, because the souls of them all were bitterly grieved, each man for his sons and daughters. But David encouraged and strengthened himself in the Lord his God. 자, 사람의 생각과 사람의 눈에 보이는 것과는 다른 세상인 것 같아요. We only have one chapter in 1st Samuel, so I'll keep reading. Chapter 31. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled before them and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines pursued Saul and his sons and slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchishua, Saul's sons. The battle went heavily against Saul, and the archers severely wounded him. Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse and mock me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he was terrified. So Saul took a sword and fell upon it. When his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he likewise fell upon his sword and died with him. So Saul, his 3 sons, his armor-bearer, and all his men died that day together. And when the men of Israel on the other side of the valley and beyond the Jordan saw that the Israelites had fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled. And the Philistines came and dwelt in them. The next day, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. They cut off Saul's head and stripped off his armor and sent them round about the land of the Philistines to punish it in the house of their idols and among the people. And they put Saul's armor in the house of Ashtaroth, the idols representing the female deities Ashtoreth and Asherah, and they fastened his body to the wall of Bethshan. When the people of Jabesh Gilead heard what the Philistines had done to Saul, all the valiant men arose and went all night, and they took the bodies of Saul and his sons from the wall of Bethshan, and came to Jabesh, and cremated them there. And they took their bones and buried them under a tree at Jabesh, and fasted 7 days. 상상이 안 가는 것 같아요. 그래서 시편에서 그렇게 다윗이 힘들어한 게 더 와닿는 것 같네요. Hi, precious big bay craving. Thank you so much. I think I saw this comment too late. 이스라엘 사람들은 애굽에서 나올 소중한 지다카님, 제가 졸려가지고 Thank you so much. 뭔가 너무 느린 것 같아요, 생각하는 게. Thank you so much for sharing this precious time together. May God's love, peace, and blessings be with you always. 감사합니다. God bless you. God loves you no matter what. Wishing everyone a peaceful, blessed night. I love you in Jesus. Thank you so